Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenny. Today's video is going to be a review, demo, and swatches of the ColourPop and Disney Designer Collection. Yeah, the Disney Designer Collection. I don't have every single piece from this collection, but I do have most, and I do have at least one of every product in the collection. The first product that I have is It's a Princess Thing eyeshadow palette. I have two of the Super Shock shadows in Hi Ho and So This Is Love. I do have both of the highlighters in Part of Your World and A Smile and a Song. I do have all three lip glosses in Bibbidi, Bobbidi, and Boo. And then I have four of the bullet lipsticks, and I have the shades Cinderella, Snow White, Ariel, and Belle. So before I do the review and swatches, I am going to jump into the demo, so let's go ahead and start that. So I've already put primer on my eyelids, and I'm going to go into the shade Chip and just use that to set the primer down. Going in with a mixture of Juju and Grumpy, I'm going to just put that into my crease and take it all the way in toward the nose bridge. I'm going to take it on to the outer V as well. Now going into the shades Triton and Abu, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm not going to take these as far in though. Taking a smaller brush and going into the shade Beast, I'm going to focus this on the outer corner and kind of just like lightly, like in this literally like the outer V area. I don't want to take this and like up into the crease. I want to keep this part kind of open, but I want the outer portion to be dark, if that makes sense. Going in with that same little brush, I'm going to go into the shade Magic Carpet, and I'm going to put this all over the outer V. Going into the shade Poison Apple with my finger, I'm going to take this onto the center of the lid. Actually, I'm going to take it all the way in. So I took a little bit of Fairy Godmother, and I'm just going to pat that over the center and inner portion just to kind of add a little bit more dimension to that look right there. Going in with an angled liner brush, I'm going to go into the shade Midnight Curfew, and I'm going to use this to line. So that is it for the top eye look. I'm going to clean it up, put on my base, and I'll be right back. So I did go ahead and put foundation and concealer on, and before I set my face, I do want to use the highlighters. So the first highlighter I am going to go in with is the gold one in the shade A Smile and a Song. I'm just going to take my finger and just tap it onto the tops of the cheekbones and places like that. So now I'm going to go into the pink one called Part of Your World. This one is my favorite of the two. And just put that right on top. So now that I have the highlighter on, I am going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face and my eyebrows, and then we will jump back into the eye look and everything else. So this collection didn't come with a blush or contour or anything, so I did go ahead and apply those, and I did go ahead and take that black shadow and kind of flick it the corners into a wing. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the lower lash line. Going in with a pencil brush, I am going to take all of these mattes right here and just run that along the entire lower lash line. Taking a flat definer shade, I'm going to go into the Beast and Magic Carpet shades and run that right real close to the lower lash, outer lower lash. Now I'm going to go into the shade Thingamabob and put that right on the inner corner. So now that I have lower lash mascara on, that completes the eye look, and I'm going to jump into lips to finish the look. And for the lipstick, I'm going to go into the shade Cinderella. And to top the lipstick off, I'm going to use the Bibbidi lip gloss. So this is the final look. Let's go ahead and start the review. So as a Disney fanatic, I knew I had to have this collection, and when I went to order these things, as soon as I hit submit for my cart, the Super Shock highlighters went out of stock, and I was super duper sad, but on the Shop Disney website they were still available. So I ordered all of these things from ColourPop's website, except for the highlighters. I did order those from Shop Disney. So first I want to talk about the packaging a little bit. First let's talk about the eyeshadow box. The box is very, very pretty. It is a nice gold. It does say Disney Designer Collection, and then it has the princess's signatures on it. Very, very pretty. And then the back just has the shade names for the shadows. I really, really like the packaging of all of these. The highlighters and the Super Shock shadows have the same packaging. It is gold with colorful little twinkle stars. Super cute. I will not be keeping these though because there's nothing really special about them. Same with the lip gloss packaging. It is a nice black with that same colorful kind of stars, and it does have the princess's signatures, but there's nothing really special about it either, so I'm not going to keep these. The lipstick boxes, on the other hand, are very, very cute, very, very pretty. They actually have the princesses on them. So here is Snow White's box, Ariel's box, Cinderella's box, and Belle. My only critique is that I wish that those were on the actual lipstick bullets, because like in the grand scheme of things most people aren't going to keep the boxes, but they obviously would keep the tubes. So I really, really wish that these were on the tubes and not the boxes, but I will definitely be keeping these. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Super Shock shadows first. This first one I have is in the shade Hi Ho. It's really, really pretty. It's like a white-ish color with some pink and purple reflex. This did arrive broken, but this formula is so soft that it's easily pressed back together, so I wasn't really worried. But it's kind of like a sheer white with a pinky kind of reflect to it. It's really super pretty on the eyes. It's more of a shadow topper instead of a full-on eyeshadow, though. The next one is in So This Is Love, and holy moly, it is definitely love. First off, Cinderella is my favorite princess, and So This Is Love is one of my favorite Disney love songs, and so this shadow is stunning. It's like a pinky champagne shade. This is like my favorite color eyeshadow for like the inner half of the lid. It's gorgeous. It wears beautifully. This is probably one of my all-time favorite products in this collection. So now I'm going to talk about the highlighters, and the first one is A Smile and a Song, which is also Snow White, and it is a more golden, it's kind of like a true gold with a hint of champagne. It's very yellowy. I like it, but it's definitely not my favorite. I do love this formula, but the shade isn't very flattering on me right now. I think once I get a tan next summer, it'll look a lot better, but right now it's not exactly flattering. I don't really reach for full-on gold highlighters. And the next one is my favorite of the two, and it is Part of Your World, which is Ariel. It is a nice pinky champagne kind of highlight. Love this shade. Oh my goodness. Oh, so pretty. It's so beautiful on the skin, and if you've been here for a while, you know that a pink highlight is my favorite of all time. So I just knew I was going to love this. Love the formula, love the shade. These are really, really nice, and these are $8. I really think the deal is worth it, and I really, really like the castle that's been imprinted onto the little plastic part of the lid. It is also on the Super Shock shadows. I did not mention it, and these are $6, $5? Let me double check. The Super Shock shadows are $5. Definitely think they're worth it. They pack a punch and they're beautiful. These highlighters are really nice too, so if you think the shades will work for you, definitely pick them up. So now I'm going to move on to the glosses, and they are called Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Of course, that's Cinderella. This first one is Bibbidi, and it is like a clear gloss with a gold shimmer throughout it. I mean, it is truly just a clear gloss. You don't even see the glitter, so I don't find this to be anything special, and you don't need to run out and get this one. This next one's in the shade Bobbity and is a nice kind of pinky coral. This one is the more vibrant of the three. I really like this. I think it would be really, really pretty for summer. It is a really nice, like, just kind of flush to the lips. It's really, really pretty. This next one is Boo, and it is my favorite of the three. It's kind of a nice rosy mauve, I would describe it as. Super, super pretty. Very, very berry, very wearable every day. And what's really great about it, I've been looking for a dupe for the CoverGirl Colorlicious Berrylicious lip gloss, and this is a perfect dupe for that. I will swatch it right beside it. Like a dead-on dupe. The ColourPop one is more pigmented, but the shade is like a dead-on dupe, and I'm really excited because I love this shade, but it is not cruelty-free, so once I run out, I obviously won't be repurchasing. But overall, these ColourPop glosses are gorgeous. They're not super duper unique though, so you don't necessarily need them unless you just want the Disney collection. So moving on to the lipsticks, I do only have 4 of them. There are 2 others, Tiana and Jasmine. I am kicking my butt for not getting Tiana because that one looks really, really pretty. And Jasmine was just a really super bright pink that I just knew I wasn't going to wear. And this first one is the lipstick that I am wearing right now, and it is in the shade Cinderella, which is a very, very vibrant kind of Barbie pink. I don't know how often I would wear this out in public because it is very, very vibrant, but it is very, very pretty. I like the formula of these lipsticks. They're matte, but they're not like super drying and they don't suck the life out of your lips. This next one's in the shade Ariel, and it is probably one of my favorites of the 3. It is a really nice kind of like brownie nude, perfect for every day. The packaging on these are really pretty too. It's the gold tube with all of the princess's signatures on it. This next one is Belle, and I feel like this one's probably my all-time favorite of all of them. And it is like a really nice kind of rosy terracotta. It's super duper pretty. This is the one that I've worn the most out of all of them. And then the last one is Snow White, and it is a really nice traditional kind of red. Very, very pretty. True tone red. It's not too blue and it's not too like orange or anything. It's just a really nice neutral red. I don't find these lipsticks to be very unique at all. I know I have shades that are very similar to all of these, except maybe Cinderella, just because this isn't a shade that I really gravitate toward, but let's be honest, I bought it because it's called Cinderella. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. The eyeshadow palette is really pretty. It has all of these beautiful princesses on the front. The top has all of these princesses' signatures on the top. It would have been nice if they would have added a mirror. It's a little more useful than the signatures, but the signatures are cute. And then you have 3 rows of 5. The top one is all matte, the middle one is all shimmer, and then the bottom is kind of a mix of both. So I will go ahead and swatch them row by row. Okay, so this row is the lightest row, so you probably won't be able to see the first one at all, and it is the shade Chip. Then we have Juju, which is a light pink shade. Then we have Grumpy, which is a really nice kind of just neutrally peachy brown kind of shade. And then Triton's really interesting. It's a brown with kind of like a golden kind of satiny finish to it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. And then the last one in this row is at Boo, and it's a nice warm brown. So that is row 1. Okay, so this is row 2. This first one is Prince Charming. It's this white with like a goldish yellowy reflect. We have Ray, which is a nice champagne gold. Fairy Godmother, which is a pinky gold kind of duochrome kind of shade. One Kiss, which is a true like gold. And then Thingamabob is this really awesome icy silver. I really like these shades. I do think that Prince Charming can kind of be a little bit flaky, but the rest of them perform pretty well, and I really like Thingamabob. I feel like it's very hard to wear with some of these shades where a lot of them are kind of like neutrally warm, and this one's very, very cool. I think on the inner corners and stuff, I think it really pops, and it is a gorgeous shadow all around. So this is row number 2. So here is row number 3. That top one is Enchanted Rose, and it is stunning. Look at the shine on that. Oh my gosh, this shadow is gorgeous. And then we have Poison Apple, which is a really cool kind of like plummy pink duochrome almost. It's really super interesting. Probably the most interesting in the whole palette. And then we have Magic Carpet, which is a kind of brownish purple satiny shade. And the bottom 2 are those stupid mattes with the glitter in them. I hate it. But this one's a like kind of reddish brown called Beast. And then this is a true black called Midnight Curfew. Beast has some goldish green orange shimmers in it. And then Midnight Curfew has some like silver and blue in it. So I really like this palette as a whole. But my only beef is that it's not very interesting to look at. It is very basic and very boring. And this is definitely a palette that you are buying because it has the name Disney on it. Let's be honest. Because if you just look at this palette, there is nothing super interesting about it other than that silver. The silver is really the only one that pops off. This palette is $20, and while I think it's worth it because the quality is there, they're really good eyeshadows. All of them are very nice quality. That one Prince Charming shade's a little bit flaky, but with a glitter glue it holds up really nice. It's just really basic, and so as much as I love it, and I personally will get a lot of use out of it, and the fact that it's Disney I love, you don't need it. I know you don't need it. I don't need it. I mean, with all the eyeshadows I have. So unless you're going to collect it, I don't know that it's going to be worth it for you because of the basicness of the palette. And that kind of goes for the entire collection because all of them are very neutral, very basic, very standard shades. None of them are very interesting. Now, some of the Super Shock shadows are like blue and like a hot pink and things like that. Now, those are kind of interesting to look at, as well as Jasmine's lipstick, the very hot, vibrant pink. Look at, but the rest of it's very neutral, and we've seen it before. So, if you don't love Disney as much as I do, and you're not a Disney fanatic, I don't know that I'd recommend this for you because it's very, very basic. But if you absolutely love Disney, you love your neutrals, then this is a good collection and the quality is there. So it mostly just depends on whether or not you're a collector and you have these shades in your collection already. It's good quality, it's just nothing we haven't seen before. I will link the entire Disney collection down in the description box in case you're interested in checking any of these products out. So that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope this review helped you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe, please feel free, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.